So let's start with this petal today, and the colors will be same. A little bit we can change the variation. Why to repeat the same colors again and again? We can change few things. Like if we can start with the red directly instead of using yellows, or we can start with the orange. Here you can see the center part, this area. It's mostly yellowish, greenish, whitish kind of colors which I can see here. So it will be same like we have done the other areas. Um, so let's start. Again, I will show you the colors. Make sure that you always have reference picture close to your painting, because that way it is very easy to check things. Okay, and I have here, so these are the colors which I am using is yellow. Then I'm going to try this time different orange, so maybe this orange or maybe this orange. One is lighter, one is darker, and I have also this color which is rose pink. I'm going to try with this one. Then obviously we need white to secure the base highlights, and then we have some yellowish greenish kind of touches here. Okay, so here yellowish greenish touches. So for green I will use this one, which is sap green or olive green. You can use any. So I think olive green will good for this area. Okay, other than that I don't think so I need any other color. If we need, I will guide you. Let's first of all put these color down, and let's see how these colors are. So this is the olive green. Okay, you can test your colors. Then this is my rose pink color. This is yellow. You can use any yellow. You don't have to pick what I am using. You can use any color. This is orange, and then this is darker orange, right? And I need red also. I missed that color. So I have this red here. I can use this one. Okay. I like this shade when I'm using yellow, and plus when I'm using rose pink on top, it gives me more brighter kind of red. So if you don't have direct access to good red or bright red, you can also create this one. Okay, so I miss this red because I don't have in my camel. It's not that much bright. But if you want to create, so what you can do, you can use these two color, yellow and rose pink. So it's medium yellow and rose pink. Okay, and you can also use this color. This is I think it's crimson red. Okay, this is crimson red, and this is rose pink. So I'm putting first yellow, and then I'm using this color on top. So I like this variation also. Okay? It's completely your choice. It can be little bit of darker shade of petals. So here you can see the lighter tones, like the brightest bright, and then we have the shadow areas, right? So we can also use this rose pink color in the shadow parts. Now let's jump to the painting. Okay, so I will start with I will directly start with the red here, the surface. And this time we will do little bit fast because you already have done this one, so you must have got some idea. But technique should be same. You don't have to hurry. Take your time. Make sure you are not messing up with the edges part. Okay. Whenever you are working close to the edges part, you use a back side of pastel. So I first of all do this type of drawing. I cover that area by adding line, so this way it will not affect my other areas. So I'll just do one layer with pure red, okay, because I want to create some variation. I just don't want same thing to repeat again and again. So this red can be everywhere because on top of red there are darker shade. So I can put this red wherever I want. This area is a lemon green or greenish kind of shade, so I'm not going to touch that area. Here I can see one small part. So this is not part of this petal, it is part of this petal. Okay. So this petal is like a orangish tone, so I will do orangish tone here. There is a little bit teensy tiny area which is visible. I'll do it back later. Okay, so I applied the red first. I will use here. Now this should be white. So first I'm going to secure the area with white. Make sure your pastel is clean before applying. I'm going to use the good pressure. You're going to use medium pressure or high pressure to secure the highlights. If the highlight is only till here, you apply your white till here. Okay, so it should be little bit more. If it is only this much area, but you apply your white till here. So whenever we are securing highlights, we apply in more area. I'm done with white. Now I can use some yellow on top. Very less yellow. Here is mostly white, so I will keep white there, and rest I will, other areas I will apply yellow. Again with light hand. So we are not using any heavy pressure. Heavy pressure I have just applied here where I want to secure my highlights. Okay. Same thing we have to repeat here, so if you want you can secure your highlights here. So let's do it at one go. I will just apply white here also. And there are yellow pollens. I can even secure those pollens. There is some um, highlight in this area. I will also secure that. Okay, then I'm going to apply some yellow. And if you see the base, you will notice that these are yellow textures here. How you can create all these kind of effects. This can be done on top later. Okay, these kind of textures, but I can see some drops here. Okay, like it is sprinkle. So actually it's a water droplets which is visible here. This we can create later. But wherever you see the yellowish kind of tone, you add yellow in that area. Okay, so here mostly I can see the yellowish kind of shades more. So base I will apply yellow. Now we are doing all the petals together. But keeping my hand light. And here I will add more white. I want to extend this white. Keep your hand light. Initial layers will be with light hand, low pressure. Then only you will be able to add multiple layers on top. When you are working in this edges part, so make sure you are using the back side of pastel, because it's very easy to work with the back side of pastel, right? So you can cover the drawing part first and then work on other areas. See, and rest you can work with the broader area. You only have to control the pressure, how much pressure you are putting. Rest you can work fast, right? Now like many of my students, they know so far how we can do it. They know layering, okay, they know how to work with different hand pressures, so they can do it easily and fast. Okay, so initially when we are just starting with oil pastels, so then we have to keep our hand light. You have to go slow, as slow as possible, because that is a way to create the realistic paintings. And we can create the realistic paintings when you go like this, going from darker to lighter tone, lighter to darker tone. So this entire area I'm going to cover with yellow. So I'm working part by part. There is even pressure. And I'm working here, so be careful. This time the drawing is much darker, but make sure you can keep your drawings light. You don't need this much dark. I did this much dark just because to show you nicely on camera, but drawing should be lighter. Okay. Still, if you go with this approach, you start from lighter layers and then little bit you increase the layer, move towards the darkness. So still you will see the drawing. Okay, and here this area, only the center part I want to keep it yellow, more brighter tone. Only the center part. And some sides, so not everywhere. Wherever I see the bright light, so here are the bright lights, this one, so I can apply yellow in that area, right? And then I can go with another color. Either you can, somewhere to keep variation, you can use red. Somewhere to keep variety, you can use orange. Okay, so it's not like that you have to follow the pattern repeatedly. Just somewhere you can use orange, somewhere you can use this color. So here I will, in this area, I will use red on the brighter side. I have complete focus on paintings, so if you are texting or messaging, so will not be able to respond because my camera is placed in a certain angle that I can't see the chats. And everything is nicely done. Okay. Now here I can use orange. Or here what I can do, I have this rose pink color, I can directly try with this color. Always look for the variety. Don't try to just copy and paste. and don't try to rush. I can see here nice dark, and it's tiny area, so I can just apply that darker shade here with the back side of pastel. And it will go more darker later. Same way here. So here I can put red directly. Always use the approach where you are going from light to dark. When you work like this, you have much chances, you have lot of chances to create more and more depth in your work. Even um, if it is looking like, oh, the process is too slow, then also. Now I'm using rose pink on top of red, and this will be second layer, right? So I did first layer and now I'm doing second layer here. Even if you miss the drawing part, even if drawing is not visible, now it's time to go with the shades. You have to see which area is more darker, where it is light, right? So now you have to study shades. I am adding this rose pink color on the darker area, like where the shadow part is more. And here. So if we are using directly rose pink, it will going to give you dark results or a different result. But if you are using on top of yellow, it will going to give you brighter result, right? So it will behave differently on both the areas. So right now I'm working on areas wherever I see the darker tone, adding step by step. It's not necessary to apply in all the areas. If I feel like it's darker in this area, I can apply only here, right? And then this side also. And once we are done with 3-4 layers, then I'm going to work part by part. So keep observing the shades. Now I will add more and more brightness. Let's see if I add orange here, what happens. Because this area is bright, right? So we are working on this area. So here we can see the good brightness. So I'm only applying orange. Wherever now brighter shades are, I can apply orange there. Not everywhere, randomly I am doing. Same way I can add orange here. And hand pressure is low, right? Here also. Right now we are only doing layering. No mixing, no blending. Oops. Same way with this orange, I can work in this area because it's a bright area. So I can show you. See, we are working on this area and this is a bright light. So base should be bright colors only. So I'm using orange here. First was yellow and then I'm adding orange on top. Now wherever I see that highlight, I can add. So here also I can see a lot of lights. Here also, this side I can see bright light. So keep looking for the colors where you see dark, where you see light. Now I can see these areas are more and more darker, right? If you can see these areas are looking more dark. So just look for the shade, what you can use that can help you to create a dimension, that can help you to create more and more depth in your work, right? So if you think like these colors are not making much difference now, so you switch the color. So I can switch to brown. I have this brown and I have another brown, like this one. So this is burnt sienna and this is darker brown. So use lighter one first. Whichever is lighter one in your set, you can use that. I'm going to pick this one. So this is the lighter in my set. I'll pick this one. I will show you what exactly the colors are. So this is the color. Then I have another brown. And then I have this brown. So I have these three variations here. I can pick something which is lighter. Now problem is my one color is quite hard. Let's see if it is working on top or not. If not, so I'm going to switch to another color, right? So let me test this one. I will keep uh, looking at my reference image, so it should always be in front. Yes, so it is working. See, I never use a tip part. Okay, tip part will peel your colors. Always use the flat part. So you keep your pastel this way and then you use this way, small circular motions, and you will get colors nicely. That way, there will be low possibility that you experience that colors are coming off or colors are shifting because it's wax, right? So sometimes these techniques can work. Now I'm leaving some of the areas. It's not like I'm completely adding in that area. It's randomly. Okay. I'm leaving some of the area. Randomly, not everywhere. But this is the darker side, so it is quite dark. I can layer more. See, layering more means I'm putting layer one time, then another time, but not putting heavy pressure. Okay, same way here. Leaving some of the base area, so you can see orange is visible, reddish tones are visible, yellow is visible. So we have to keep this thing in mind, that we are not putting color everywhere. Wherever it is required, you just add in that area. Now here is tiny area where I have to bring this darker tone, so I can use the tip part, right? And then I can see some lines running down. So these are actually not lines, I am going to create shades. And then I can see shade here in this area, so randomly. Now this area there are quite many details. So later when we work part by part, so we have to do really good job here. We have to work on cleaning these areas, right? So these are just a basic thing that we are adding, just layering. Here is bit darker shade, I'm adding dark. Um, and wherever you feel like it's looking more dark, you can layer it more. So I can feel that this area is looking dark, but there are also lines, okay? So I can work with the back side of pastel, like here is the back side of pastel, and you can bring these thin line. Drawing is still visible. So now you do really good job with these lines. Okay, somewhere you can put more pressure, somewhere less pressure. I'm just checking shade in my reference image and I'm working accordingly. Center part I'll do it later, because this is the focal point of painting, so I don't want to mess up right now. I need to put a lot of time. So I will only apply layering. See? Okay, so if I show you from distance, You can see it is looking, it is coming up. And we can do much faster only in first few layers, 5 to 6 layers. And then when you do blending, after blending, then you have to be very careful which areas are like a bright light, which areas are like a shadow. So on top of bright light there are darker lights, dark shadows. So these are the things we have to secure it, right? So when we are layering it, we have done it faster today. But when we do the blending, after blending, you have to take care of tiny areas. So then we have to work part by part. Okay, so we did this much today, and another session we are going to work on one area. We will refine it, clean it, add more details, and then this way we will finish the painting. Okay.